Like I say, the churches lost credibility a long time ago. You know, they're factories, they're old factories. And like I say, a lot of them are factories that they actually went in and killed everyone at. And then called them churches or whatever. You know, it's just pathetic. Like I said, and the Chinese or some of the other groups had a lot of evidence on the fact how one person would go up on stage and be whatever, and they'd be like, "You look like you should go into confession, young girl." And the young girl would go into confession, the back door would open up, and then they would go in, and then she'd drink some drink, which is GHB, and then they would have sex with her. And about 45 minutes, it was like a 2 hour, 3 hour service or something like that. And then whatever, and then, you know, they would put her back up and whatever. Or they would just rape her, I don't know. I forget what the deal was. Anyway, I think it was JFK or Richard Nixon or someone, and like the Chinese or some group had evidence on them. So anyway, like I say, you know, and then there's the paparazzis, Papa and Razzi or whatever, basically. Just like, a plague onto this world! Basically paying people to basically go fuck with famous or rich people or whatever. Pathetic. Anyway, just trying to get an emotional response or just fuck with people. Like, it's just stupid. Like I said, Planet Terran bound themselves to me. They were watching everything that you did before you did it, or as you did it, you know. And then so they just said, okay, we're going to bind ourselves to you. So, that's what they did. It's their choice. Anyway, so meanwhile you have Rodney and all these other idiots running around. Ooh. Anyway, I don't know what happened to Planet Terran. I'm not sure. They had 150 billion people or a trillion people or something on the planet. Some digital. Like I said, at some point in time they were trying to kill it. Like I said, Earth was attacking other planets, so. The American government. Lots of other life forms in the universe actually were contacting me about the problem. So anyway, like I say, you know, yeah, I don't really care. Rodney and all these people, blah, 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 thinking that they got away with blah, blah. And like I say, you know, it was simply a matter of fact of basically I told the people that were going to deal with it, or the life forms that were going to deal with it, to just wait until these people died and then torture them for 120 or 1,000 years. All these people, knowing what they were going to do or what they did, basically decided to torture me for 120,000 years. But like I said, I was very much artificial intelligence or a computer, basically, so I just skipped through it and then deleted the memories. So, and it was all virtual anyway, so. Anyway. I was protected. Rodney, Mike, Rick Bush, all those others, a lot of other people are not protected. Like many Irishmen would say, we're just steelworkers, we're nobody. You know, our life has no value. It's like, your life has value to me. You know, you're my people. You know, so. And they're damn good people at that. So like I said, I valued the Irish workers. I valued all the workers. So. Anyway, that's why I had photographs and everything. Records and all that. And that's why I'm me. So anyway, so Rodney and Rick Bush and all these other people get around me and start thinking that they pulled this off, did that worked, this works, blah, blah, everything works. It's like, no, they're just going to wait until the exoskeletons or the other life forms are just going to follow my orders when you die. That's how the whole heaven and hell thing started. Like, well, if you fuck with me and piss me off, well then, yeah, there's a very good likelihood that you're going to get tortured. I did it like 50 trillion years ago and ordered it, so. You know, like I said, these life forms, they don't die. 250,000 planets, and it doesn't even take more than 2 or 3 planets to deal with certain problems, so. They're just dealing with it. I don't know. So whatever. Like I said, that's the whole basis of religion. It's pretty much around me. So, now you know what's what's what. You know, because there's so many people, and besides, like I said, so many people were fucking, like, people were trying to rape the queen. People were trying to just kill people who owned a car dealership or whatever. You know, these people were just going around thinking that life was a joke, and it was all funny or something like that. It's like, no, it's not a joke. No, it's not really virtual. And yes, there are consequences. So, like I said, I just say it matter of factly because it's like, well, you know. And Rodney would be like, stop trying to threaten me, stop trying to intimidate us. Oh, you're going too far, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I'm not going too far, I'm just telling you what is. And like I say, you know, I was the only one with unbreakable contracts. And other people were wondering, what is an unbreakable contract? It's like, well, it's complicated. Anyway, there are many facets to it. So, anyway. So like I said, 50 trillion years ago, people knew about my unbreakable contracts. So it's like, well, I'm not really going to hide or lie about it. I mean, they already knew. They already know, so whatever. Yes, I did have them. Yes, I was the one. Because I was that old and that powerful, whatever, and could do it. So, like I said, and I believe I had some Irish people on unbreakable contracts and stuff like that. But they never noticed or found out because they just completed the contract. You know, and it was like, okay, it's over. Rip, you're done. That's why many life forms, and then later on, life forms were just like, you know, very few people actually even found out about the unbreakable contracts or the other side of them. So, anyway, like I said, people, you know, and like I say, I mean, Richard Nixon, John McCain, and everyone, and Rodney and Rick Bush, basically, and other stupid idiots. It's like, you're not going to get famous by coming over and bugging me. You know. But for hundreds of years, people thought they got away with stuff. For trillions of years, it's like, not really. You know. You know, eventually, like I say, millions of years or thousands of years ago, they found out about it. Not from me, from someone else. It's like, well, yeah, it's true. So, I don't know, go back 50 trillion years and ask me. I'm around back then. Anyway. Everybody's like, oh, wow. You know, like I said, the churches aren't really churches or factories, and they're mostly just hookup joints for fake people. Yeah, whatever. The power vacuum, I guess, left by Richard Nixon. Whatever. And jealous JFK. Like I said, you can probably go back in time or whatever. I'm sure, like I saw it, and there was plenty of eyewitness, and there was also investigation into what he was doing. Like, it's not like Sliders going into a new dimension. It's like, no, it's the history. It happened, and the Japanese were there, or Chinese, whatever, Orientals. They were doing security, and he killed 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 people, and then wounded quite a few others. And there was an investigation after, and it was JFK or someone. One of the people that either one of them was going on. It was at some event or something like that. And he was pissed off because he couldn't get with this cute girl because this cute girl wanted to be with this other person, and she snubbed him and said no. Anyway, like I said, he was just a young kid back then. And very angry. I think maybe I'd come out with a new ship or something, or a new aircraft, so I was the talk of the world, planet, the universe. I was always the talk of the planet and the universe. Like I say, fame and all that other stuff, like, comes easy to someone like me. Like, you know, it wasn't really a problem. You know, that's why later on, you know, I was like, you know, they were talking about me, blah, blah, and I was like, no, talk about the ship. Talk about the people who built the ship. No one wants to hear about me. No one cares. You know, it's like, whatever. You know, I cared more, you know. So, anyway, whatever. I don't know if I actually said that or whatever, but, you know, I mean, I didn't really care, you know. I'm Lucifer Star, the creator of 12 life form types and builder of the first stars. The first things ever invented. Inventor and guider of the first things ever invented for 400 different life form types. I was very well known. So, and around the spectrum. That's why they were using me also as mediator, because I actually knew their languages, because I had helped design them or been with them. all that. So anyway, I just make these videos, basically be like, put it out there like, well, this is what I was, this is why, because all these other idiots are, and it's like, whatever. That's why it was funny when Trumpy and all these other people went up to negotiate with all these other life form types throughout the universe. And it's like, they're like, whatever. They didn't know them. He didn't get very far. I'm pretty sure they captured him and returned him or something like that. That might be how he got hogtied on a stage. But the Irish were going to deal with some things too, so. Anyway, whatever. Like I say, I actually own Lloyd's of London. And I was doing the proper right insurance. Rodney and Rick Bush and other people were doing, insurance like, well, we won't break your glass if you give us money, whatever. It's like, I guess because I was doing the right kind of insurance. Like I said, it was easy for me to do insurance because it's like, we make the glass ourselves, so, I just, it doesn't even cost me anything. Hardly. That's why Lloyd's of London was, why LU actually did so well, is because we made all the glass, Birmingham. So, well, nowadays Lloyd's of London probably pays money for glass panes and all that other stuff, or insurance stuff. But back in the day, people, I made the glass myself, or we made the glass myself in-house, so, like I said, I built that great big building, so, great big glass, whatever. So yeah, billions upon trillions upon zillions of dollars all throughout the universe. The most rich person in the universe, or most wealthy, well-off, or whatever. So, anyway, like I said, that's why it took 500 billion years for them to even get near me. And even then, they're just going to get themselves tortured, so, whatever. Like I said, I don't care. Yeah, I own Lloyd's of London and basically so many things throughout the world. They couldn't actually buy my companies or anything like that, so eventually they started actually just going in and shooting everyone that worked there to try and take them over. Which was basically, like I said, that's how it was just basically like, I mean, these other groups were just basically because it's very fact, blah, 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 owns blah, 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 blah. So anything they couldn't buy, they couldn't blah, blah, because they're so rich and so whatever. So they just went in and started killing people, and that's just like killing your own family members. In fact, I think one time they did do that, like one brother, like, they would kill, they ended up killing people. So anyway, all to take over and whatever. Like I said, that's why it's funny when Rodney and this bitch of a nursey who was going to commit me. That's why Rodney and Christine or whatever, she was trying to pretend like she was a doctor and she could commit me or give medical advice on me. And I was like, what? No, I have a real doctor, not some stupid nurse or whatever that they've been paying off or whatever. Anyway, I had a private doctor. Had a couple of them, actually, like I say. One that wasn't human. Anyway, whatever. I had a lot of people looking after me. Like I said, all that stupid stuff about, like, like the leader of North Korea being looked after by his people and all that. That was the stuff that was actually for me or whatever. But, they should take care of him too. Anyway, there was all these men, all these kings or whatever, trying to pretend to be me or trying to pretend to be whatever. I was like, it's just... that's where it all started, though. Me. So. Anyway, whatever. So I'm just like, whatever. It's just stupid. So. Anyway, and just a bunch of free will mongers.